Hello and welcome to the Star Citizen news for the week ending the 18th of September 2016. There's a few little interesting pieces before we head into the meat of the Star Citizen news from ATV and RTV that's not directly Star Citizen related, but I suppose it is. Let's jump in! Scitech and Mad Catz. So Scitech has been acquired by Logitech. As part of the deal, Logitech has also built Mad Catz's flight, space and game specialist controllers as well. So this means that the Star Citizen HOTAS will be affected in some way, and could be one of the reasons it was delayed because of the necessity to sell that part of the company. This could actually be a very good thing for the game controllers, Logitech and Star Citizen. Hopefully Logitech can address previous faux pas that the X55 HOTAS left users with, and really push HOTAS stick and space controllers into a new golden age. The deal cost Logitech $13 million, and we're all going to have to wait and see exactly what the Star Citizen kind of deal and Logitech are going to do and what they say, how it's going to affect the future. So I have to wait on a statement from them, but it's quite promising. I actually think it might be a good thing. Combat and bombers. So the Warden is on sale in the pledge store until the 23rd of September. It won the best combat ship via popular vote against the Super Hornet. It's also available as an upgrade too during this time, so if you're up for getting a Warden, check that out. Currently, the Retaliator and the Gladiator bombers are available to use on all accounts, again until the 23rd of September. There's also a vote up for Best Bomber. You've got to vote on one. The winner will go back into the pledge store for a week again. That vote ends on the 23rd. Check that out. Links to all of the stuff, including that we will discuss, in the description below. We saw an amazing sneak peek in the Star Citizen newsletter. It was supposed to be a sneak peek at Vision Stabilization. So we get to see silky smooth frames and a very stable camera in an FPS test gameplay mode on Olisar. It does show off a few amazing things that we'll hopefully get for 2.6 and or 3.0. Weapons were fireable at Port Olisar. He was able to kill combat AI NPCs, which were attacking him, and shopkeepers. This is the first actual AI NPCs I've seen fire FPS weapons back at a player. There were sound effects of the NPCs reacting to gunfire, sounding like they were patrolling almost as well. And there was also a quick look here at Dumper's Depot at Port Olisar. This is where you're going to be able to buy ship equipment amongst other things in the verse. It was all pretty exciting. It looked exceptionally good. You can see there's been some very good improvements. It might have been in a closed environment, so it might have been excluding netcode, but it looked very impressive. Hopefully that's coming for 2.6 or 3.0. We'll have to wait to see exactly when that's coming in. That's the question, isn't it? Is it for 2.6 or is it for 3.0? Anyway, let's take a look at ATV 3.7, which was CIG Austin focused. The sound of debris. So this looked at ships exploding in front of you, you flying through debris clouds. They're making like more dry sounding like hail and grit sounds into much more metal metallic impacting hull sounds. So as you pass through debris clouds, you can hear exactly what's going on on your hull based on your distance to the explosion, how you pass through, all that sort of stuff. It's a little extra detail that adds a lot more to dogfighting in the verse. DevOps looked at delta patching. That was the most important thing they looked at, in my opinion. The patch should now only take like 10% of what it originally did. It should just download basically what you need, and it will just download what's changed between the updates. This should be added to the patcher literally as soon as it's ready, hopefully for 2.6. It looks ready, but I mean, it's hard to tell seeing it's all back-end stuff, and it's going to allow more people to play in regular PTU updates and to not have to download the whole verse every time. In shipshape, we got to look at the Drake Herald. So this is heading into its final art pass now. The Herald is that information runner. It's got data units on the outside of the ship. It's going to be holding data for locations for points of interest, asteroids that can be mined, black box data, loads of intangible stuff. The ship is incredibly fast. The biggest engines for like its size, effectively for its mass. It's going to be like a dragster or a racer. I think it's 950 speed in cruise mode. At the moment, obviously that might get rebalanced and all that sort of jazz. It's going to have loads of countermeasures. The idea is the ship can get away. It's data running. It could be smuggling, whatever. It could have ships directly on its tail, so it needs to get away fast, pew, in a straight line. Think of keywords like speed, science, tech, invasion, Drake, bare bones, exposed wires, trellis work, and that's all the sort of stuff they use to describe the Drake Herald. It had to be refactored for guns and hardpoints so that you could move around the ship. It has sliding seats so that a player can be using a console there and another player can pass by. They also look at destruction of the hull, the outer shell, the gubbins and the damage shaders. So when an area takes 100% damage, as it were, it will set off like little explosions or trigger damage events. Pieces of the ship will get pushed away with vectors too. It all looks really cool. It looks like it's got a living, breathing kind of damage system so that combat feels a lot more alive. Also, in regards to other ships, the Cutlass is also currently being reworked. They've been using a lot of keywords like balance and overall and stuff like that. So I suspect the Cutlass will become a modular jack-of-all-trades ship, but have some downsides because of that too. They are looking at the Hornet and then the Constellation Phoenix after that. And it sounds like the Phoenix has a retracting hot tub too now, and that will be after the Cutlass they start to work on that. MVP this week was Jay Corran for his Star Citizen Events travel guide for CitizenCon. Yes, it's actually pretty cool. We talked about this last week, but it's got MVP this week. It's really, really useful for people that are attending CitizenCon. Please check it out. Link in the description below. Behind the scenes had that music logic system. So this is like a semi-interactive music system, I suppose. It has ambient and music transitions based on conditions. So if you're standing chilling out on a landing pad, it'll be nice mellow music. If you go into FPS combat, it will kind of gear up. You can go into EVA and go into ship combat, all that sort of stuff. Based on your situation and exactly what you're doing, it'll have different kind of music levels. This is also affected by you killing an enemy, you getting shot, you shooting at someone, you missing shots, you taking damage. All of that different data is fed into the music logic system, and it gives you little gearing up, change what the music's doing. You'll get hero music when you kill someone or when you wipe out a squad of enemies. This is all Pedro's music as well, so I love it by default. It's a self-managing automated system, basically, and I think it's pretty exciting. It's definitely very cool for Squadron 42 and Star Citizen. I'm not a massive fan of having music in games, but I do like some mellow background music occasionally, and this sort of thing does appeal to me. Next week is Foundry 42 Frankfurt focus for ATV and RTV, so that's going to be much excite. Anyway, guys, remember that commenting on any of my Star Citizen videos through September gives you the chance to win an Argo MPUV, or that Star Citizen budget build I made a little while ago. For those of you also interested in supporting the channel a little further, there is my Patreon, GameWisp, donation links, and t-shirt links in the description below. A massive thank you to my Patreons and GameWisp supporters. I genuinely love you. I am streaming every Tuesday from 1 PM CEST as well on twitch.tv /BoredGamer UK, and on my YouTube. Actually, I stream from many mediums simultaneously. Come join us for some live Star Citizen. One quick thing as well, please consider setting up the 2-step authentication on your Star Citizen account too for some extra security. Again, I'll put that in the description below. And for those of you desperate to get some extra frames per second in Star Citizen, I'll also put a link to my performance guide. That's very useful. Honestly, check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the verse.